Wait, hold on. I need a second.
You're good.
Okay, now I'm ready.
All right, perfect.
It's all right. We were live the whole time.
Oh.
Nah.
We've been live. We stay live.
What up, guys?
No, what's up, Gabby? Thank you for your time, of course.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's our pleasure. I mean, I started like following you because of Ultra this year,
Nice.
but from what I've seen, I'm just like mind blown. And then EJ told me that he's actually known you for years, so I'm like, we need to get her on the podcast.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming out.
Of course. Yeah, no, me and EJ literally go back like probably over 10 years now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like literally
Deep.
over 10 years.
That's what's up. Friendships over 10 years are hard to come by nowadays.
Definitely.
Were you born and raised in Miami?
Born and raised in Miami. I'm a Hialeah, Miami Lakes girl.
Hey,
so,
shout out Hialeah.
Shout out
We're putting
Hialeah.
Hialeah on the map. We're putting Hialeah
Yeah,
on the map.
Hialeah.
Oh, yes.
It's
No, yeah.
it's on the come up. For sure.
Yeah, I've lived here forever. I mean, I live in more like the Miami area now. That's definitely like just home, but I love Miami. I wanted to move out. Like, I actually was about to move to Vegas like 2 years ago, actually. It almost happened, but life just kind of took a turn and led me here. And honestly, I'm happy because I feel like my life would not be where it's at now if I
Yeah.
didn't.
Vegas
move back.
sounds sick though.
Yeah.
Vegas sounds like it would have been fun.
Yeah, I would have only done it for like a little bit, to be honest. Cause like I'm young, like why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But again, life took a whole turn. It was actually cause Dave Grutman actually found me on Instagram and asked me to teach him how to shuffle. So
That's how life took a turn.
yeah, life took a turn.
That
It
is a big
taught him
turn.
how to shuffle. I did a
Whoa.
couple lessons with him. He offered me a job at one of his spots, and
Amazing.
Yeah.
that's how I worked where I worked.
That's awesome.
Whoa.
How was he shuffling? Did he pick up quick? Because it's not an easy thing to do.
To be honest, listen, if a 40-year-old man can get it, anyone can freaking get it. To be honest,
like
yeah, it's not going to be perfect, but I mean, even when I started, it wasn't perfect. Like, shuffling is nothing but consistency. Like, you're going to suck, like, not going to sugarcoat it, you're going to suck in the beginning. Everyone sucks. I sucked, and I have a dance background, and I still sucked, honestly. But just be consistent with it, and you got it. And honestly, Grutman was literally, like, the perfect example. Like, he did, like, 2 lessons, and already by, like, the second one, I was like, okay.
Shout out to Grutman. Shout out to Grutman.
He's moving,
Yeah.
so.
Hey, he's moving for real. He's done big things in our city. Shout out Grutman, of course. Crew
and
Hospitality.
he keeps going.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't stop. He's like us. He's a hustler. That's what we do.
Oh, yes.
He's one of the top of everything in
Literally.
Miami. Like he owns all the famous restaurants, got all the clubs. Like he's
Yeah.
the guy.
And I've only heard good things about him too. Like reputation is big and it's important, especially in a place like Miami. So
sure.
I feel like he's very well connected, well respected. Like
Yeah.
so again, shout out to him.
Oh, yeah.
And tell me more about like how that happened. Did you know him before? He randomly messaged you one day.
So I definitely was a big fan before. I used to go to Story a lot, way back when, and everyone knows who Dave Grutman is in Miami. Like what we were just saying, he's literally like the king of Miami. Like even 5 years ago, he was the king of Miami. He was always on the come up. But yeah, he literally. So it's funny because Mikey Berenice, I know you guys just had him on. He's the one that sent me his story post. Like this was almost 3 years ago. He's like, "Oh, Grutman just shared your video," and I was like, what the hell?
Shout out Mikey.
Literally, shout out Mikey, like for real. So yeah, he shared me. I responded. I was like, oh, thank you and everything. And then he was like, oh yeah, teach me and whatever, like how to shuffle. And I was like, you actually want to learn how to shuffle? And yeah, that's literally just how it started. Like he just found me on Instagram, and I feel like that's definitely like the power of like social media. Is like the more you post, the more you put yourself out there. Like you never know who's gonna see your stuff. And
That's true.
Yeah.
definitely like all the opportunities I've gotten these last couple years, if it wasn't for me putting myself out there, I would not be where I'm at now. So
Yeah, closed mouths don't get fed.
100%. So that's what I always tell everyone, just be consistent with what you're doing. Post it. Don't be shy about it. Like the fact that you're even posting it, you're already doing what a bunch of other people don't even have the courage to even do. So just post it, do your thing, and trust me, life, the universe, God, whatever you want to believe in will reward you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we call it the law of attraction. So
100%.
But I
If you-
say exactly that too all the time too. I'm like, God, the universe,
Yeah.
whoever you believe in, there's
Yeah.
a power, there's an energy, and that's what matters.
100%.
And there's karma,
yeah.
so
100%. Like everyone believes in one thing. So whatever it is you want to believe in that, and it's going to reward you as long as you do things with intention, with passion, and just do it.
I think
literally.
it's like the same energy, just different stories.
For sure. 100%.
So, As long as you're in tune with that energy and you're just doing good things in life and you're moving, and then like you said, putting yourself out there, something will happen in your life. Like Grubman just messaging you out of nowhere. Like who would think? You probably would have never thought in your life that this is where your life would lead to. Grubman just messaging you and you're teaching him how to shuffle. That's
Literally.
amazing. And now you're working at one of his restaurants. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to him for real.
For real. Like, for real.
And shout out to opportunities. We live in a city like that. In a city, it's like where it's full of opportunity. You can meet somebody in one day that'll change your life.
For sure. And especially even just like on social media, like you never know what that one video could do for your life, you know? Like just there's so many opportunities on social media. Like I tell everyone, just post whatever the hell you want. Like, yeah, you can be strategic about it. Yeah, you can be professional about it. 100% be professional, but like just freaking post it. Like you never know who's gonna find it. And that one connection could lead you to a whole freaking different life. Like if you would have told me 4 years ago that my life would be what I'm doing right now, I would have laughed in your face, honestly. Like, to be honest.
So where were you at 4 years ago?
Well, 4 years ago, I was in college studying computer science.
Whoa.
So
I've never met someone studying computer science.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I graduated.
What is computer science? Like coding or something?
Coding, yeah. So my
Wow.
main focus was cybersecurity, but halfway through college, I started shuffling. I started posting, and like that's when my life first took a different turn. But I had a 4.0 at my university, so it was kind of one of those things that like I couldn't just stop going. Like I had to finish it. Well, not that I had to, because other people probably would have left, but just the way my brain works, the way I am, like if I start something, I'm gonna finish it. Especially, sorry.
No need to apologize.
Where was I going with that?
You start something, you want to finish it.
Yeah, so I definitely finished it, and I'm happy I finished it, but life took a whole different turn, so now I'm a full-time dancer and bartender.
That's
but
amazing.
I have my backup plan is my computer science degree, so you know,
That's
got that.
big though. That's
Yeah.
big. You got a bachelor's?
Bachelor's
That's
in
good.
computer
That's big.
science.
I mean, we played ball together in college. I never got not even get my AA because it was a Christian university that we went to. So since it was private school, we had to take some certain classes that didn't transfer over. And I just never finished it. But it's nice to have a backup plan.
Yeah.
Always, for sure. That's
Not
cool.
for sure.
But you're a bartender, so that's big. I love hospitality. Again, like shout out Grutman, but that's a good place to put yourself in because you're able to like speak to people in high pressure situations. You have to control your emotions. You have to think super fast, be quick on your feet. And the money's amazing, especially in Miami.
Yeah, especially fast money. I mean, I've been in the industry for 7 years now. I was serving for 5 years and been bartending for 2. And when I first started, I didn't think I was still going to be in it, but like what I've liked about it is the amount of people you meet. Like your communication skills definitely like level up. Like you meet so many different kinds of people, and like I just like giving people like a good experience. Like to be honest, like my long-term goal, like I want to open up a bar. Like I want to give people that space to come chill, come hang out after work. Like I was always that most bartenders, especially here in Miami, like, you know, when you get out of work at 2 a.m., like you want to go drink with your coworkers, you know, like I want to be that bar where people can go and like chill. It's not really like my goal right now at the moment, but like, you know,
Long
It's
term.
there,
yeah,
it's there,
like
yeah.
definitely sooner or later, like I want to open up my own bar. Like I love hospitality. Like
Same. I feel like it goes back to karma. When I work in hospitality, I feel like if I, like you said, give a good experience, provide good service, and I'm genuinely nice to someone, no matter how shitty their day is, if they choose to be mean, like if I can just be nice to people and get paid for it, that's amazing. Because
For
you're
sure.
kind of like the middleman. Like shout out to all the cooks out there and the managers and stuff. But as a server or a bartender, like you're taking the order, you're paying attention to them and what they care about, their tendencies. Like make sure the refills are on point. And as long as they have a great experience and, you know, the chefs, everything's on time, make the good food, you get paid for that. Like, that to me is like, once I started hospitality, I knew I was never going to go back to like an office job or a job where I'm working 5 days a week. Because what I love about hospitality too is you could work 3 days a week, still get paid like you went to work for 5 days. I love doubles.
Yeah.
It's like a cheat code.
I mean, doubles are 100% a cheat code. Like, you work you work 3 days and you do 6 shifts or like 7 shifts, and that's how much people work, like, usually. Or even 2, you can make the amount of money that other people make in like a week and a half, you could make it in 3 days. Like, that's definitely the beauty of hospitality.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, the hours could definitely be freaking crazy, 100%, but I feel like if you're at a good place that obviously like respects your schedule, respects your availability, like it could definitely all work out. And especially here in Miami, you have so many different options to work in hospitality. So I think that's like definitely the beauty of it.
And what I love about it too is that, to me, time and energy is the most valuable thing like a human being can have in this life. So if I could be off for 4 days and do whatever I want, whatever I need to do, like get my chores done or grind on my passion or whatever I want to do, whatever I want to learn, that's crucial to me. Like when you work 5 days a week and you get 2 days of freedom, and then one of the days is like obviously for family, like shout out to the family. You get that 1 day of freedom, you're exhausted because you worked 5 days. Like, yo, this shit is not, it's not it for me. I don't know. Some people do it. That's cool, but I can't.
No, yeah, that's definitely, it's a lot, especially when you have like another passion. Because that's definitely something that I was struggling with last year, is I was working so much and I wasn't giving enough energy into like what I actually want to do, which is dancing, posting on social media, like, and like I don't just dance on social media, like I create other different kind of content. Like I love like little skits, like I love acting, like I love creating content, period. I feel like I have such a creative mind that, like, that's how, like, I express it. Like, all the weird stuff that you think about, like, I want to make a video about it. You know what I mean? Like, and other people, like, this is what I was saying earlier, like, people don't have the courage to post, but, like, I do, and I want to inspire other people to do it. Like, the weird stuff you think about, other people think about it too, but no one just has the courage to post about it. Like, don't you see a video on TikTok and you're like, damn, they think that too? Like, and it's, like, the weirdest stuff. Like, that's the stuff that, like, I want to post. Like, I just love creating content. Like,
your friends are going to be your friends, and then you're going to build your own fan base. Like,
100%.
You can definitely build a fan base, and that's another form of currency today is having a huge fan base. So it's very smart and necessary. Like, in today's world, like, if you're our age and you're trying to make it, you're going to have people following you, and whatever passion that you're into, they're going to invest in what you do in your time. So for sure that it's just so important.
I think it's like powerful.
Yeah.
Like more than anything, having a following and having fans and having people to listen to you and like want to learn from you and like want to connect with you and just be around you is extremely valuable. Like I think it's more valuable than viewers. You know, like there's a difference between viewers and fans. Like you could blow up and go viral off of you, but if no one really like cares about you or what you're talking about or like who you are, like that shit's gone. Like it's like a one-hit wonder type of vibe. That's what makes the difference from like a one-hit wonder to like a Michael Jackson. Like, yo, Michael Jackson, he was at a point, and like others too, where he could drop anything and like magic.
Yeah,
That's
you just
like,
definitely need to be like in tune with your people as well. Like you need to make sure that like what you're doing other people relate to. Like you can't just be like, I mean, I say post whatever you want, but like obviously don't like make sure it's things that people could relate to. And I think that's what's so cool about social media in the time that we're living in now is like I feel like back then the people who had the influence was like celebrities, like political people. Now like anyone has influence as long as you're providing something. And that's what I love about social media is that it gives anyone a chance to influence whatever they want to influence, you know what I mean? And yeah, I think it's just cool.
It's powerful. It's like more freedom of speech. I feel like
for sure
we get to really speak our minds and like I don't know who we are, and I feel like that's important. That's why I want to start this, because we all have something that we love and what we're grinding on, but like no one really knows who we are. No one really knows what we went through, because like no one's gonna post about that. Like no one cares about that. Like they just want to see what you do and what you do. But when you like take a couple steps back and tell your people like this is why I do what I do and this is who I really am, I feel like that's more impactful in the long run.
Yeah, I definitely think that's why something about my page, I'm very authentic. I like to tell people the sad stuff. I like to tell people the happy stuff. Like, not everyone's perfect, and I think social media, like, people think that everyone's life is perfect, and it's like, it's not. Like, you need to show people, like, what you did to get to where you're at, why you do what you do. I feel like that's more motivating, you know what I mean? Like, because I feel like some people, like, they meet me sometimes, are like, oh, you're not how I thought you were, and it's like, what did you think I was? You know what I mean? Like, trust me, 4 years ago, like, I didn't have this plan to be an influencer. I actually hate that name, to be honest. I consider myself a content creator. Like,
I like creator.
Yeah, like, I'm a creator. I'm definitely a creator. Like, because I don't want to come off as if, like, I have this perfect life. Like, I don't. No one does. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, what made me start shuffling is that I was depressed as hell. I was in a toxic relationship. Like, that's what made me start shuffling. Like, it's not because, oh, I just saw people online. I was like, oh, I want to learn too. It's like, no, I had to get myself out of, like, a really shitty moment in my life. Can I curse on here?
Of course.
Okay.
Yo, we're in the Miami hustle. Like, we're just talking. You're talking to your people, our people. We're drinking.
Just had to make sure. But
Just be
yeah.
you, let them know how you really feel.
Well, that's how I really feel.
No.
Like,
You were saying it earlier, and you said it really good. Just be authentic, be yourself.
Yeah.
People are gonna enjoy that. People are gonna follow you because you are that. That's why I follow the people I follow, is because I enjoy the way they speak, and I can tell they speak from the heart.
for sure. Yeah, like, I hate, like, all, like, that fake stuff. And, like, I feel like that's what social media is a lot now. People just post, like, the fakest things, and it's like, no, like, I'm gonna tell you about when I was in my toxic relationship. I'm gonna tell you about when I first started shuffling, how I freaking hated my life, but I wanted to keep posting because something just told me to keep going, you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like that's what's more inspiring, not just seeing my perfect video and it's like, ooh, okay, she's good. Like, no, like, I have so much more to my life, and so does everyone else. Like, and I think that's, I'm proud to say, like, my page is very authentic. Like, you could look through my captions, you could see where I literally talked about how I was broke a couple years ago, like, and now I'm good, like, you know. So definitely, I just love being authentic. I feel like that's all I know how to do. Like, I can't be fake. Cannot.
Yeah, that's important. I mean, shout out to you for saying that and feeling like that, because I feel like more people need to hear that. And even me, when I think about why I started this, is because I know a lot of people, like, when they're grinding on their passion, they don't, at least, okay, from my experience, like, I didn't have time to hang out with too many of my friends that I wanted to hang out with, because I was on my own time. Like, I needed to do certain things. I needed to study for certain things. I needed to learn things. I needed to, you know, like, have a certain schedule. So I tend to cut a lot of people off unintentionally while I'm going after my goals. And that takes me down a lonely road where, like, I don't feel like anyone understands what I really go through, because no one's really doing what I'm doing. And if they are, like, I can't find them. Like, they're not really around me. So then I'm thinking, like, well, it's funny, you would think the Miami hustle is like, damn, this guy knows all these people, but it's like the opposite. I was feeling so lonely that I'm like, I got to put this together, because I feel like wherever these people are at, like, if you're out here hustling in Miami, like, we should meet, we should talk, and we should talk about what we're doing, because I'll talk to myself. I used to talk to myself all the time when I would live with my parents. I would just drive down the block by the canal and just look at the stars and just talk to myself, because I had no one to talk to. So now I'm like, I got all these people to talk to, and everyone out there, like, you're not alone. Like, we're all going through some shit while we're hustling. Nobody's perfect, like, and that shit is hard, because everyone needs a job too. Like, that's what I tell people, like, you don't just hustle till you make it. Like, that's cool. I wish I could wake up in the morning and just hustle till I make it. Like, you gotta go to your job. You gotta do certain things. You need to do your chores, like, and then that's why you can't get distracted.
Yeah.
Because time flies, especially out here in Miami. It's crazy.
I mean, it's already freaking April. Like, how the hell did that happen? Like, you know, like, time literally flies, and yeah, life is hard, honestly, and no one's life is perfect. I definitely think, like, social media, like, I use social media so much better now. Like, I don't look at people's stuff and I'm like, damn, what a good life they're living. If anything, I look at them now and I'm like, is that really how you feel? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is that really how you feel? Like, because everyone has their own stuff, like, and it's fine. We're human, like, especially living, like, somewhere like this, where this is, like, one of the craziest cities in, like, legit the whole freaking nation, like, the whole world probably. Like, you know, but it's fine. Like, I use social media to, like, vent about my life. And not a lot of people have to do that. I don't preach to do that, because, like, if you want to be vulnerable. But, like, with me, like, creating content is my way of expressing. Like, what I'm going through.
Well, shout out MySpace, because I feel like back in the day, that's why MySpace was created. It's called MySpace. Like, you express yourself, even to the songs. I remember we'd have like our top friends, and then we'd have our quotes up, and we'd have like the song of the profile or whatever, which matches your mood or your personality. So I'm like, I feel that's what Instagram. Well, I guess it's what it should be more of. But nowadays, it's also like like business. You said, portraying a certain life to end up with some type of business or some type of connection, I guess. I don't know. But I feel like what you said, it should be more of like a diary. Like, if this is your life, this is who's in it, this is what you do, this is what you love, there's ups and there's downs.
Don't get me wrong, my Instagram is very business related, but like it is also very me, which is something that like when I started becoming more professional, I guess you could say, like I was like, I still want to be authentic in my own way, like, because Instagram now is definitely a lot more business than it was like 3 years ago, you know what I mean? Like, because people are finding ways to make money. So I don't really know where I was going with that.
No, yeah, it's like your resume. It's your Instagram is your resume. And I guess Twitter can be like, all right, I'm going to throw my facts out and then see how people bite on it. Yeah. That's how I kind of approach it.
I haven't been on Twitter in like 5 years because, Twitter is...
I like Twitter.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, my friends will send me things sometimes and then I'll just like I'll just go on it. Yeah. But like, I don't know, like the way I want to use social media, like I love Instagram and TikTok. I just like more videos related based things, not just like status posts.
To me,
you know
it's
what
the
I mean?
creativity of it. When I get content from a trip and I get all these beautiful pictures and videos that I took of my experiences, to me that means so much more than, you know, typing on a screen to a bunch of people that don't, like, I don't even know if they care about what I'm tweeting, you know, like some people do, sometimes it goes viral, but like I've never been that type. I'm very quiet. I'm to myself. The last thing I'm gonna do is spit my mind to all these random people. Like, I'll listen, but I'd rather just create shit, experience stuff.
Same.
How did you get into dancing? Like, was that something that you were always into as a child, or is that something you got into because of something you went through, like you mentioned?
So I've actually been dancing since the age of 4. I've been in countless dance studios. I've been on countless dance teams, but I was always doing like hip hop, jazz, contemporary, like not shuffling. Like my dance life before shuffling was like completely different to what it is now. In high school, I actually had a terrible dance coach that kind of made me like hate dancing. So I just graduated and I just like quit. I literally didn't dance for like 3 years. And then in college, when I was depressed, I was in a terrible relationship, like I kind of wanted to just start a new hobby. And I was always going to music festivals, like literally always. Like I went to festivals for like 4 years and I was always seeing people shuffle, but I was like, nah, I can't do that. Like, I don't know. Like, even though I knew how to dance, like, I'm telling you, like, shuffling is it's such an interesting dance style. Like, anyone can do it, but it's hard. And just because you knew how to dance before doesn't mean you're gonna get it. Because even me, like, I have a whole dance history, and it's like I've never danced before. Like, but I think that's what's cool about it, though, because I feel like that gives people the chance. Like, anyone can learn. Like, I feel like other dance styles, like, you need to have more like rhythm. Shuffling, you need to have rhythm too, but like you have to start with the feet. I feel like as long as you got the feet part, the rhythm and everything comes after. So I love that dance style. Like, literally, I've seen some people that have never danced a day in their life, and they're one of like my top favorite shufflers.
It looks like magical to see like just people gliding through the floor. I don't know when shuffling originated, but I think Michael Jackson, if he were to experience shufflers and shuffling, would have like fell in love with it.
Oh, 100%.
Was shuffling around when Michael Jackson was around?
Shuffling's been around for while, a long time. Like, we're going back to like the 1980s.
I'm surprised Michael Jackson wasn't a shuffler. Like, the way he does that moonwalk is just...
So that's the thing, like a lot of moves, like the Charleston, for example, is a move that goes back to the 1920s. So like there's certain moves that have always been around. It's just kind of like now it falls under the branch of like shuffling, you know, and there's a whole history with shuffling, cutting shapes. I'm not going to get into that here, but
how do you learn this?
Online, meeting other shufflers. Like there's shufflers literally like all around the world, and I think that's what's cool is that you could look it up online, but you could also learn from talking to different people. Like there's still things I'm still finding out like every day, to be honest. Like it's dope, honestly.
How long have you been shuffling?
4 years. 4 years.
Wow.
4 years this year. No, it actually makes 5 years this year. Oh my god. 18, 20, 22. Yeah, 5 years this year, actually. That's crazy.
Nice.
Yeah, so, but yeah, how I started, I just started learning, and there was really this one day I got home from work. I was just really, like, that was, like, my breaking point that day. I think I had, like, a whole breakdown, like, that morning. I literally got home from work at, like, 11:30 at night, and I'm like, I'm gonna learn how to shuffle. My first video of me practicing is literally me in my Chili's uniform, legit in my apartment, just doing the Running Man, trying to learn. And from that day on, September 2018, I have not stopped. Like, it was this, like, fire that just got, like, lit in me. Like, it's almost as if, like, I just knew that was gonna save me, to be honest. Like, and it's crazy because, like, not even a year later, I was already out of my toxic relationship. My depression started getting better. Like, there was just so many things that was happening that, like, that dance truly saved my life. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's crazy. And now, like, it's like my job. Like, and I didn't even mean for it to be my job. It all started off as just a hobby. Like, and now it's literally my life. Like,
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to you. That's exactly what we're trying to be all about, and what we're trying to build is, like, you don't have to be at that point of, like, you have made your love and your passion a hobby, but as long as you're trying, like, that's all it takes. I mean, for you, for example, it's been 4 years. You started 4 years ago. This didn't happen, like, last month for you. Like, this shit takes time.
No,
and
it
you said
definitely
you're
takes
still
time.
learning.
I'm still learning, and I'm still getting opportunities that, like, I didn't even know I was gonna get, you know? Like, there's still so many different things that have been happening that, like, things take time. As long as you're consistent about something, do it with intention, do it with passion, and, like, you're gonna get rewarded. Like, you just have to keep going, just be consistent. Like, you can't just learn something one day and then expect tomorrow that you're gonna be on stage at Ultra. You know what I mean? Like, I'm using, like, my example. Like, my first time at Ultra was in 2015. Me looking at that stage, if you would have told me that years later I would have been dancing on that stage, especially now that I did it 2 times in a row, I would have laughed in your freaking face. But, you know, I did things with intention, I did things with passion, and now I'm here, and I'm still going, and I'm still seeing where it leads me to. Like, because even now, like, I try not to take things so serious, even though it is my job, but, like, I don't want to lose that love that I have for it, because that's why I started, you know? Like, that's what got me to where I'm at, is the love that I have for it, the passion that I have for it. So, because I feel like if you just take things a little bit too serious, like, you're gonna end up hating it, and that goes for anything in life. I mean, when I quit dancing, I hated it because I let the opinion of someone else get to me so much that I said, F that. But now I'm like, oh my God, if I would have paid attention to people when I first started shuffling, literally, my videos were so embarrassing, and I didn't give a shit. I just kept posting them. Like, literally, my dad the other day admitted to me that he was like, oh, I thought you were going through something. Like, which I was, which was the best part. I was. But he meant that because, like, I was posting, like, the worst videos. But look at me now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just post it. People want to see when you're doing bad. Like, it might be funny at first, you know what I mean? But when they see your progress, it's worth
inspiring.
It. It's worth it. It's inspiring. Like, there's so many people now that, like, I post, like, I'll post an old video and they're like, damn, that's how you used to look. I'm like, yeah. Like, what do you think? I just woke up one day and, like, I just, boom, did a whole choreography. Like, no, it takes time. It takes so much energy. Like, but if you love something, just be consistent with it.
I love that you embrace, like, everything about it, like the ups and downs. I think you posted something the other day of, like, a bunch of just, like, you almost falling, or, like, mistakes that were happening throughout the dance, where it's like people don't post this stuff. Like, you're not supposed to post you losing a shoe mid shuffle. Like,
yeah, no, and I'm the opposite. Like, I want you to see when I fell, you know? One, I think it's funny, but, like, 2, I want you to see that I'm not perfect, and which goes back to me being authentic. Like, I want you to see the stupid shit that I do, you know? Like, even the ugly faces that I do when I'm doing a choreography, like, look at that, because that's the reality of it, you know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, like, social media, I hate how some people come off, like, so perfect, because it's like, I know you're not. I know you're not, and, like, and I feel like I love when people say like, oh, that was so funny, it's like, hell yeah, like, so you laughed, you liked it, you know? Like, it's another source of entertainment. I love entertaining people. Like, I love it. I think it's funny. So.
Yeah, no, that's what we're all about. Like, we're willing to have anyone on. We're very versatile. Like, we've had big time rappers come on. We've had doctors come on, shufflers, dancers. Like, we're even gonna have. Well, I don't even know if I want to say it. But big time special guests.
We have a conspiracy theory episode.
That too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good.
He comes in once a month. We call it not news because we talk about what's not on the news. So like.
I like that.
But he is the truth. Shout out Ken. Dimensional delusion. That's his
Deception. Dimensional deception.
Dimensional deception. That's his podcast.
fine.
Shout out Ken. Hey, he's out
He
here.
goes off.
He studies what's going on, and
I'm gonna listen to that after.
Nah, he's a trip. He's
interesting
good.
topics. But yeah, we're all about entertainment. Like, we want the people to feel welcome here. We have a magician coming through.
Ooh.
Yeah, he does a hypnosis, puts people to sleep. I'm not gonna shake his hand. Maybe EJ will. I don't know.
I'll see what he's got.
I'm
bro.
not. I'll see the card tricks.
We'll figure
I
it
like
out.
some card tricks. We had a guy come on that sells reptiles. I didn't even know that was a thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is a thing. Like,
There's a hustle for everything.
100%. Like, even the things you might not even think about. Like, that's why I feel like, going back to posting whatever you want, do whatever the hell you want. You know what I mean? Like, what you might think might not work out, it's probably will work out. Like, like, there's so many different kind of audiences, especially now with social media. Like, you could reach anything. Like, so whatever your niche is, just go out and freaking do it.
Yeah.
Just figure it out, but just do it.
All right,
Like,
you got me hyped. I'm gonna say it.
Wait. Alright,
ooh, I
go.
want to hear it.
We have Batman joining us one of these days.
Like, actually Batman?
Real Batman.
Batman.
Like Batman?
Batman.
We have a real Batman that's coming on the podcast.
Like you said, anyone can do anything. This man is out here, and he chose to be Batman. And there's a hustle for everything.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. He's out here, performing for some children in the hospitals, some events.
Mm-hmm.
But he's Batman.
But it's working out for him, so he's
Big
Batman.
time.
He's Batman.
Like, so he's Batman.
His
like,
job is Batman. It's
oh,
crazy.
yeah. No, yeah.
But,
there's so many different things to do, especially here in Miami. Like, I definitely think we do live in one of, like, the best cities. Like, when I wanted to move to Vegas, like, it was either, like, Vegas, New York, LA, or in Miami. Like, I only want a big city because I feel like there's so many opportunities in these big cities. And, like, I feel like not a lot of people take advantage of it, which is why I preach, do whatever the hell you want.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you never know what could come out of that. Like, and meet everyone.
What I like to preach is from 20 to 30, instead of, if you want to go to school, be a doctor, be a lawyer, that's cool. But from 20 to 30, you should explore. You should learn things. You should maybe get your real estate license. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. Hop into this, hop into that.
Yeah.
Like, figure it out for 10 years. And if everything fails, then go to school when you're 30, if you want to. Because at the end of the day, you only took 10 years out of your life that, like, you didn't retire 10 years earlier, but, like, you grinded for 10 years. And you could have found your passion and built off it. And that's what I think is necessary. Also, like, if you're going to invest $50,000 to $70,000 to maybe even $30,000 on your education, right after getting education for 12 years of your life or whatever, like, you can also invest $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 on a business and try to make something happen.
100%.
If it fails, like, you learned. But you're gonna meet so many people throughout that experience, and like, Miami's definitely a place to do that. You went to school in Lakeland. I don't know, man. I don't know how people do it.
You know about Lakeland.
That's where my university was. I lived in Lakeland for 4 years.
Where'd you go? Florida Southern?
From
No.
Florida Poly. It's like a new college in Lakeland. It was right off of I-4. Like, you probably always saw it because it was right off of I-4.
We would drive to Orlando a lot, and I think it's off of the...
Yes,
one of the
that's
highways.
exactly that spaceship-looking building.
Yeah.
That's where I went to school. It was the worst 4 years of my life, but...
Oh,
The worst 4 years.
I mean, it was a university that was 80% male, 20% female. And, like, I was in a complete tech school. So it wasn't my style.
It's not Miami.
It's not Miami.
And you were in Lakeland. Yeah, you were in Lakeland. That's the thing.
Yeah,
It
no,
was
that terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible choice, but
rough. And
No, by yourself. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah, that was when my depression was hitting hard.
Oh,
Like,
man. Well,
Yeah.
you were in Lakeland.
Yeah.
I was depressed in
Shit
Lakeland.
happens.
Like,
Shit happens. When I went to Lakeland, I went alone too. Oh, we got a funny story. He ended up somehow being my roommate, like off the bat in Southeastern, the school that we went to. But we happened to be roomed with like 3 other guys that were just like, as soon as I walked in there, I already knew like, nah, I'm not living here.
It smelled different.
Bro, it was just but they looked like they were the happiest kids in the world, but the place was a mess. You could tell that they didn't care about nothing, and they were just a little too friendly. Like,
It was a weird place.
Yeah, so but we met there, and we're like, oh, you're from Miami? Yeah, me too. And I was like, all right, well, Eric from Miami, like, you're cool and all, but my mission right now is to let these people know that I am not staying in this room, like, no matter what. So I went straight to the office, and I let them know, I'm like, look, like, there's no way I could stay there. And then they told me that there's no other places, like, you're just gonna have to deal with it. It's not. And I'm like, look, it's all good, but I'm gonna let you know right now, if I can't move rooms, then I'm gonna sleep in my car for this semester. And if any security guard sees me, then just let them know it's all good. I'm just sleeping in my car because I'm not sleeping there. And then they're like, oh, no, like, it's okay, like, we'll figure it out. And I'm like, yeah, like, please do. The next time I see him, he's telling me he's trying to get out of there, and I'm like, yo, I beat you to
The same thing. I was literally going to tell him. He's like, oh, I just did it. I was like, what the?
It was that bad?
It's that bad.
Oh my God.
No.
Nah, it was rough.
I've never been around something like that. It's honestly completely different. But
Sounds like Lakeland, though.
Different.
Lakeland's different.
yeah. And no, where we were, it was cultish.
Yeah, there's no dancing in Lakeland. Of course you were depressed. Like, dancing is your passion.
Yeah.
You were in a place that, like, I've never seen anyone dance ever in there.
Yeah.
There's only one bar.
Yeah.
How crazy is
legit.
it? And it's, bro.
It's not even
It's
good.
wild.
I don't like talking, like, bad or anything, but worst bar I've ever been to.
Lakeland's terrible.
Worst bar I've ever been to in my life. Like, because the thing is like, they didn't even attempt to make it good.
Mm-hmm. Were you talking about Masons?
Cows.
Cows. Interesting. I was thinking Masons. Masons. You guys know Masons?
I don't even.
I didn't go out in Lakeland.
I mean, I legit went like twice.
I attempted.
Like,
Yeah,
I went to
Yeah.
Cal's.
Well, that's probably why we don't know, because we attempted once and we're like,
Yeah.
never again. We're going to Orlando.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was literally always in Orlando or Tampa. Like, but Lakeland was just terrible in itself. But it's fine because it was only for a couple years. Like.
I mean, we were playing baseball, so we were
It wasn't that bad.
It's a great place if you're playing a sport because there's no distractions. Like, you gotta want to be distracted to get distracted in Lakeland. You gotta look for some shit and still not find anything.
Yeah.
But why Las Vegas? Like, why'd you make that decision out of all the places?
So I've always lived in Miami, and I'm just the kind of person that, like, I just want to do whatever the fuck I want, just because. And, like, we were saying, like, from 20 to 30, do whatever you want. Like, I believe the same thing. Like, in your 20s, do whatever you want. Like, especially, like, me, no kids, no boyfriend. Like, yeah, if I want to move to Vegas, I'm going to move to Vegas. So, to be honest, that was my mentality on it. Like, I just really loved Vegas, not because, I love partying. Like, I don't know. Like, I love Vegas. Like, I have a couple friends that live in Vegas and, like, the outskirts of Vegas, like Summerlin, Henderson. Those are, like, little popular, like, suburbs over there. Like, I just think it's a vibe. I like that you could drive and you could go skiing if you drive a couple hours up. I like that you could drive, you could go to the mountains. You could drive, you could go to the Grand Canyon. You could drive 4 hours, go to LA. 4 hours is just like driving to Orlando.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know. There was just something about it that I just liked about it. I liked the quietness of it, but then I also liked that I could go to the Strip and it could be crazy, So, yeah, my answer to that is just because I just like the vibe. Like,
How many times had you been there before?
Like 3 times before.
Oh shit. Okay.
And the second time, like, I had stayed with my friend that she lives in, like, the suburbs, so, like, I knew that I wanted to live there, so, but life took a turn. It's okay, because to be honest, like, the life I'm living in Miami now wasn't the life I thought I was gonna live. Like, when I made the decision to move to Vegas, I was still living with my parents. Like, well, I had just moved back in with my parents because I was like, after COVID, after I graduated, so I moved back in with them, and I didn't want to live with them anymore. I love you, Mom and Dad, but I can't live with them anymore. So, yeah, I think, like, I was just like, I just want to get out of here, and I didn't want to stay in Miami, but I'm good now, because, I mean, I've lived on my own on the beach. I live, like, by downtown, so, like, now I'm good, but it took me a while to get to where I'm at, you know what I mean? And I like this Miami living. Like, I guess I didn't want to live in Miami because I didn't want to live with my parents, but I didn't think it was possible for me to live on my own. But to be honest, just hustle and you could do it. Like, to be honest.
It's a different lifestyle living somewhere like Hialeah or Kendall or somewhere like out there, like Gables even, for example, compared to in the city, like downtown Brickell, Wynwood. where everything really is popping. Like even the design district nowadays is crazy. So you gotta, if you want to live in the city but like be in the hustle, you gotta try to move around the city, like
For
be
sure.
near the city, because that's
Yeah.
really where it's at.
Yeah. And not a lot of people like it, which is fine. Like, you can stay in Hialeah, but I'm gonna go live in Miami. You know what I mean? Like, and like, no hate towards over there, because that's my freaking home. Like, my family's still over there. But like, at least for me, I told myself, I'm like, if I'm gonna live in Miami, I'm going to live in Miami, whether it's in the city or like on the beach. But so yeah, that's literally the reason why I stayed here. Because if not, I would go live in like New York or LA. Probably not New York. New York is way too cold. But like definitely LA is next on like my list. But that's just because like of like the stuff that I do, like the influencer world, content creation world. Like
They're big
LA's
over there.
yeah, LA is next for me. But I'm chilling with Miami right now. Like I just signed my lease in December, so I'm stuck here.
You're not in a bad place.
Yeah.
But like you said, shout out Hialeah. That's where the family's at.
For
But that's,
sure.
I feel like places like that is where the family's at.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you have a family, when you settle down, when you want to raise some kids, great areas to do it at. But like when you're trying to make it, when you're in your 20s, like you're in your 30s, like even graduated high school, like go to the city, experience it, like be out here.
For sure.
And if you don't know where you want to work, I would recommend hospitality. Hospitality
sure.
in Miami will get you to very like far places, like mentally and financially.
Yeah, and even networking. You know how many people I've met working at Grutman's restaurants? Like, there's so many connections you could make. Even like when you go out, even on like a night occasion with your friend, you could like, when I go out, I don't try and get super freaking trashed. Like, no, I'm trying to go out and meet people. Like, you know, like you never know who you could freaking meet. And I think that that's like the beauty of Miami. Like, there's so many people. Like, you just have to know who you're talking to. You know what I mean? And I think that's what's cool about it.
Yeah.
No, it's a good strategic way of going about like how to move about on the weekends in Miami.
For sure.
Go find somebody that's gonna be able to help you out.
Did you prefer living in the city or in the beach?
Hard question. I love the beach. Like
What was it, like south or?
Oh,
or
no,
north?
never South Beach.
Okay.
Oh, no. I mean, you guys know, if you're a local
That's
here,
why I gotta ask. you
definitely
know?
not. No, I live like more North Beach, like 70th Street, like
Yeah.
up there, which to me was perfect because it wasn't like the craziness. You will never see me living on South Beach. When I was looking, I was looking at South Beach just because like the prices were like a little bit cheaper at the time. But no, I'm glad I didn't, because South Beach is just literally insane. But I love the beach, but I also love the city because like I'm closer to everything, even though the beach is still very close, but like the city's even closer, you know what I mean? So I love the city now, but I love the beach. It's such a hard question,
Yeah,
to be
nah,
honest.
yeah.
Like, I'm such a beach girl.
I
like,
wouldn't know what to pick either. I haven't lived on the beach in Miami yet, but my dream is to, you know, like own a beach house.
Yeah, of course.
So that beach lifestyle is my thing. Like I would love to wake up in the morning and like just go out in the sand and just be in the water. Like I don't know if you've ever been to the west coast of Florida, like Naples, Fort Myers. The sunsets out there and the
Amazing.
Gulf of Mexico, yeah, nah, you can't beat that.
Literally gorgeous, yeah. When I was living in Hollywood, literally my place was right on the water. So like my balcony was the ocean. That was
That's the
that was a
Jersey.
vibe.
Yeah.
Like when I lived in Miami Beach, it was across the street, but it was still a vibe because like I just have to walk across the street, you know. But I loved how close I was. Now it's like I have to cross the bridge. But even now where I live, like I have like the Bay Area, but like it's not the same. It's not the same.
I feel that. Just that ocean air just hits different.
And I just like the beach life. I think it's like a more chiller life. Like the city life is crazy, but I don't know. I kind of like the crazy too, though. Like, why not like the crazy? I don't know. I feel like the way like my brain works. That's why like I also love bartending. I love the hospitality industry. Like I like the craziness of it. Like also I feel like it makes me work like faster and
Time goes by way faster.
100%.
I love it. I love working in a busy restaurant. It's the best.
yeah. Like I hate when it's slow. Like why am I working if we're not doing shit?
Yo, if it's,
Like-
if it's slow and I'm serving, I'm next to the host. I'm at the host stand.
Yeah.
Like, yo, give me the menu.
Yeah.
Like, anybody who's next, I'm here.
Or like if not, just cut my ass. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I'm not gonna be at work if I'm not making shit. Like
That's why you also gotta be like smart with the scheduling. Like you gotta know what days are good, know what days aren't, and like, you know.
for sure.
Yeah. Well, have you ever been to LA? Because that's where you want to go next. So like, why LA?
So my brother lives out there with like my niece, my nephew, my sister-in-law. So I was there in the mansion for 7 days, and then I just loved LA so much that I just extended my flight. I also have like a lot of shuffle friends over there, so like I collabed with them, created with them, and all that. So, and I just loved it. It was also my first time in LA, so I was like, why not, you know?
Yeah.
And like in that moment, I just had time. So I just literally said, fuck it. Like I was never able to just extend my flight. And in that moment, I just said, fuck it. And I did it.
Probably felt so free.
Yeah. I was already 2 days away from being there for 3 weeks. Like I've never done a trip that long, but it was awesome. So
how are the beaches out there?
It's nice. It's cold.
I always hear that. Always.
Yeah,
That's
definitely cold. Like, but it's kind of funny because it's like I do want to end up in LA, but like now that I've stayed there, like I would want to live on like Santa Monica, like Venice Beach, like on like the outskirts, like not like in Los Angeles, because like Los Angeles is like dirty. I love LA, shout out to y'all, but like nah.
I hear San Diego's nice.
Yeah, I haven't been, but that's definitely where I want to go next for sure. Like California is gorgeous, don't get me wrong, so I want to move over there, but like outside of LA, but I still want to be very close to it because hella opportunities out there.
Have you been to LA?
I don't know. It'd be nice to have places in both places, like Miami and then LA.
For
That's
sure.
probably the life.
Yeah, that's the goal actually.
Yeah.
Like
Vacation
for
homes.
sure.
Own a bunch of vacation homes and then have content creators come over and do that thing, and then whenever they're not there, you pull up, enjoy it. One in Denver, one in LA,
Vegas,
Miami, Vegas, New York.
Hell yeah.
Everywhere.
That's
Bahamas,
the goal.
I gotta get one.
You're gonna open
I
your
gotta
bars
go one
in
the
all these
Bahamas.
cities.
That's the goal.
Ooh, yeah.
That's definitely the goal.
That would be fire.
Yeah, a bar in Miami and LA.
The most west I've gone is Arizona. I went to the Grand Canyon though, and like I don't know how you feel about the Grand Canyon, but it's scary out there. Like I have, it was the first time I was up there, and I thought it was a sightseeing thing, but there's no rails, like there's no guards, there's nobody telling you be careful, watch out.
If you die, you die.
And the thing is, I went with a group of friends, so like I'm careful, but people could be careful and still like shit happens. So like I'm here like watching my every step, like I'm moving so slow, and then I see reckless ass friends out here jumping around, like running. I'm just like, yo, everyone just please
It's me.
chill.
I'm that reckless friend. Yeah, I literally have. I do certain dance tricks. I do like a headstand kind of thing. I literally did one on like the edge.
You give me so much.
I literally
I
have a picture and a video of it. I sent it to my parents. My parents got so pissed. They got so pissed. They got so mad at me.
I saw a drone, a big drone too. It looked like a little mini helicopter. It was flying around the Grand Canyon with these group of people like controlling it, and then it clipped the rock, and I saw it go down for like 10 miles, and my stomach just like dropped.
No, there's people that have died over there. Like you have to be
happens every
careful.
year.
100%. Like
It's crazy.
yeah, you just have to be careful, But I don't know. I feel like those parks though are just so gorgeous. Like
It looks like a wallpaper.
it's literally insane. Like when I got there, I'm like, this looks fake. Like it's fake.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how scary it could be at the same time. Like you take one wrong step and.
Did you go down there?
No. We stayed at the top.
You know you could jet ski in the lakes and rivers down there?
I would love to do that.
Yeah, I would love to do that too.
Yeah.
I didn't go down there either, but you can hike down there 12 miles or something, like 10 or 12 mile hike.
Hell no.
No.
I know.
No, thank you.
I'll rain check.
Yeah, have that.
No, I think there's
Quickest
another
way down
There's
there.
another way to get down. Yeah, I think.
There has to be.
Like the skiing things, I would imagine, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe an elevator. That'd be nice.
Has to be something, because I'm not walking down there.
Yeah, but the desert's different though. That shit is. What I like about what I've heard, I've never been out there, but like California, there's so many different sights to see. Like, so way back in the day, like 6 years ago, me and my boy got picked to go on a game show, and it was in St. Lucia.
Dude.
So they flew us out there, and they paid for everything. It was an amazing experience, and we got paid to be on the show. The show never aired, but it was just obstacle. Amazing trip. I didn't know what St. Lucia was. And same thing like you, like I saw this post. I had a couple agencies hitting me up, and they hit me up about this show, and I'm like, yo, why not? Like, this would be amazing. I don't even know what St. Lucia is. I don't know where it is, but I'm down. And whatever, we got picked, but we were the only two from Miami, so the rest of the casting was from LA, and they're big on content creation. Even 6 years ago, like, yo, they're glued to their phone. They're constantly creating. They're constantly editing. They have like 5 different apps to edit in 5 different ways. And I'm just like there enjoying the mountains and shit. I'm just like, yo, this is it's intense out there. And then what some guy told me and showed me, which I was mind blown. Like, I see why they do it. And people really do move out there, like you, to create content.
Yeah.
Bro, they have deserts out there. They have the beautiful ocean. They have surfing. Like, you drive a little bit in one direction and you have a whole different scenery.
Yeah. That's
you
what's
got
gorgeous.
Mountains, you got like everything out there. It's crazy.
That's what I love about it, and that's why like Vegas gives me the similar. Well, Vegas you can't get beaches, but like for like Cali, like you could drive, go to the beach, drive up, go to the snow, drive here, go hiking. Like over there, the West Coast is just different. Like here, like we just have beaches. We have a whole lot more. I don't want to shit on our city that bad, but like it's definitely just a whole different like lifestyle, and like I definitely want to move out there sooner or later, but Miami's it for now. So.
It's more versatile. You can do all these different things.
Mm-hmm.
I get you. There's just never nothing to do here.
Yeah.
So
we don't have seasons. It's just, I love the weather.
Summer all the time.
Yeah.
Or raining, which is the summer, so.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. But I mean, I love it. I've never seen snow. I don't like the cold, so maybe one day I would like to snowboard. But the thing about vacations with me is like, if I'm on vacation, I want to either go to Europe, like the other side of the world, to experience stuff that I've never seen. And if it's snowing out there, cool. But I'm not one to like book a vacation to see snow, to get all this extra gear and pack all these like jackets that I don't own. Like, nah.
That's so interesting that you say that. Like, crazy how people just have like such different mentalities on things. I mean, don't get me wrong, I freaking hate the cold. I cannot stand the cold. And like now that I've done like 3 trips so far that like I've gone snowboarding, I've gone skiing, and it's like now I'm good, you know, like I don't want to go on one. Now I'm like, I'm going to Europe in July. I've never been to Europe, so like I feel like I just wanted to do the snow stuff like just like a couple times, and now I'm like, okay, now I want to go see like the other side of the world, because definitely like I've never been over there, so I'm excited because it's a whole different kind of living.
Where
like
are you gonna go?
I'm going to Amsterdam, Brussels, Madrid, and Ibiza in that whole order. It's like me and like my group of friends. It's like 15 of us.
That's
awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm excited.
Amsterdam is great. I've been there, and then I went to Brussels, and wow, Brussels, yo, the architecture out there is mind blowing.
Oh, I'm excited.
Mind blowing. They pay so. Like, they pay so close attention to detail. Like, a building will have so many little tiny designs within it, and it's massive already. It's just mind-blowing. It's different, definitely. But, yeah, I mean, I would love to see the snow. I just wouldn't plan for it. If my friends are all going out to Denver and they tell me, yo, let's go to Denver, I'm like, all right, cool, I'm going to see snow.
No, I mean, I don't blame you. I got a concussion snowboarding, so I'm a little freaking traumatized by that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Damn, what happened?
Yeah,
Is snow hard? Like when you fall on...
No, what had happened was I had gone skiing twice before that, and I thought skiing was like very similar to snowboarding. I was like, oh, I've already gone skiing, I know how to snowboard. It's not the case. To other people it might be the case, but to me it wasn't the case. So I had skipped like usually when you do like a ski resort kind of thing, like they'll give you like a lesson and then you go like to the slope. I completely skipped the lesson because I was like, I got it. Literally halfway down the mountain, I was going so freaking fast. I saw my life flash before my eyes, and I was like, I'm either going to continue going down and I'm going to hit someone and it's going to be bad, or I just fall back and let God figure it out. So I fell back. I literally hit my head so hard. It hurt. I heard like a shatter in my head, and I've gotten a concussion like 6 years prior that when I got that concussion, I heard that shattered. So it was one of those things that it's like, I just knew, I'm like, fuck. But I didn't like pass out or anything. Like I just like hit myself and like it hurt, but I was fine. Like it could have ended so badly. Like I've seen so many like terrible stories, like people snowboarding and skiing. I mean, it's just like when you freaking like go surfing, like you could literally get hurt so nasty. Like people don't stand, especially with the snow, when you're going down so fast, like it's literally like hitting like the concrete floor, like when you're going at like that speed. So I'm glad that's all that happened to me, but Yeah, so that's why I say like I'm done with the snow for now. Like I'm good. Like I already did my snow adventures. We're okay.
That's scary.
And a concussion lasts for a little bit. It's
Yeah,
like a
that one
month.
only lasted me not that long though. I got a concussion when I was like 15. That literally lasted me like 8 months.
No way.
Like yeah.
How do you know? What do you mean? I didn't know a concussion lasts a certain amount of time. Like, how do
You
know?
injure your brain.
Yeah.
So how do you know when it's like not?
Everyone's
concussion?
just
different.
feel
I like
different.
yeah, you feel different. You get
What?
headaches.
So you
like
felt it for 8
yeah,
months?
like bro, my first concussion was terrible. Oh my god,
Do you like have to go to the doctor for that? Or?
to keep getting it checked
Wow,
up, like, and you just have to make sure you're fine.
Yeah.
Like, I've actually gotten 3 concussions. Let me shut up. I got in an accident. I've gotten 3 concussions in my life. I'm okay though. We're good.
No, you're strong,
Only
you're
3.
strong.
Still going strong up there.
Protect
so-
yourself, Gabby, please.
I know.
God.
No. Like after that last one, I was like, I gotta chill.
Yeah.
Like, but we're good. We're good. I'm just a very clumsy person. Like I don't know like how. Like I'm a good dancer because like I'm one of the clumsiest people you will ever meet, but I make it work.
You shine under pressure.
Yeah,
So-
but I think I do.
Yeah.
Like to be honest, so it's fine. Except when I'm snowboarding.
So do you have those moments of clumsiness when you dance?
All the time.
Or do you have that like? when it's
I
like,
mean,
I'm talking about like game time. Like
Well,
you're on stage, like you kill it.
now when I'm on stage, like I'm not gonna say I'm not going to fall because like anything could always happen, but like no, where I'm clumsy is like when I'm just legit walking around anywhere. Like I'll just hit my arm, hit my leg, I'll just randomly fall. Like I'm literally so clumsy. So but I've always been like this. Like I think literally in high school, my dance team, they gave me like it was like a little superlative award that I was like most likely to end up on the floor. I got that. Like
Nice.
always on the floor, but put me on stage and I'm good.
As
Yeah.
long as you recover.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. You just bounce back up and keep dancing.
You always gotta bounce back.
Yeah, some people will fall and then get embarrassed and then be like, nah, I'm done.
I mean, when I fall, like going back to like my Instagram, being authentic, showing whatever, like I think like that's just like my view on life, period, even like in person. Like I'll do something and it's like if I make myself laugh, it's funny. So like if I make you laugh, it's even funnier. But like I'm just very like haha, like it's fine. Life is not that serious. It's really not. And like I also just stress a lot about like other stuff that it's like, why am I gonna get so embarrassed when I trip and fall or when this happens in front of that person? Like who freaking cares? Like we're human. Like laugh about it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
you
funny.
have to laugh. That's the best thing to do. Just laugh about it. Even if it's a negative emotion or a negative feeling, or if you feel embarrassed because someone laughed at you, like, and within a couple seconds, like that person's gonna forget. You should forget.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Everyone's
Might
so
as well.
worried about their own life that it's like they're not worried about yours.
Yeah.
So
You figure that out sooner or later.
yeah.
And
I've definitely been figuring that out like recently in like the last like year or so is because I overthink a lot. I mean, I think everyone overthinks a lot. Like it's normal, but like again, like if something embarrassing happens, I'll be thinking about it, like damn, like why did I say that or why did this happen? But it's like think about what you think about. You're worrying so much about what you're thinking about that it's like why is that other person worrying about you? You know what I mean? Like that person's worrying about what they're thinking about, which is probably not about you, it's about them. You know what I mean?
That's deep.
Like
That's facts.
it's like it's true though, and like it took me a while to understand that, but like I think with shuffling, like that's just what's helped me like not give a shit what people have to freaking say about me. Like you're probably gonna talk about me for 10 seconds, and then the next 10 seconds after that, you're gonna be thinking about what you have to do tomorrow, and I'm not even gonna be in your mind anymore. But so why am I gonna be worrying about if you're thinking about me? Like you're not, because guess what? I'm not really thinking about you. You know, like. It's true.
You gotta protect your emotions and your feelings. Like, don't throw them away on some bullshit.
For sure.
It's so valuable.
Yeah. There's so many other things that you gotta give energy to that it's like I'm not gonna give energy into something that's not gonna benefit me in any way. Like, and if I'm gonna give energy into it, like I'm gonna give myself like I don't know, 5 minutes to stress about it, you know what I mean? And that took me a while to do. Like, I started doing that when I was listening to, like, motivational podcasts and stuff, because, like, it's a lot easier said than done. Like, oh, don't worry about that. Like, no, you're gonna freaking worry about it, but just give yourself like 5 minutes, even 10 minutes if you want, you know what I mean? Like, all right, for 5 minutes, I'm gonna freaking stress about this, but after, cause you know, like sometimes like you wanna overthink. It's kind of freaking weird, like the way us humans are. Like, we almost wanna stress ourselves out, but then it's like, don't, like, you know, worry about it, overthink, and then like snap out of that and just do whatever else you have to do to not do what you're overthinking about.
That's a good way to think about it, yeah.
For sure that does happen. I'd say like that negative emotion is necessary, so you do learn from it. So the overthinking about it is just, all right, damn, don't do that again. Just adapt from that and then move forward.
Definitely. Yeah.
You have to like just think about everything before you react sometimes, because a lot of people react off emotions, and that's kind of a dangerous thing to do at times. Like if the feeling is good and you're happy, like more power to you. Like jump around, like scream, like be happy, like be so happy that you cry, like get goosebumps, great. But if you're going through some negative shit, like before you do anything, just like sit and chill and think, and then like listen to some podcasts. That helps too. I like reading. Reading, I feel like it's not easy to do, especially when you're not in a good place, but like when you just put your mind to the side for a second and focus on words on a page, it opens up your imagination and your knowledge to like a whole different place of those, instead of those like negative feelings. When did you start like going into that like motivational podcast route, like realizing that energy is important, like realizing that you can't be spending it on negative things and like more focused on yourself?
To be honest, when I started shuffling and I started being happier, like once I got out of my toxic relationship and I started realizing that I was putting so much energy into something that was not benefiting my life in any way, like whatsoever, and like I wasted 3.5 years like doing what? Just being depressed because I was letting someone else's emotions, someone else's trauma be on me. So yeah, getting out of that relationship and just getting more confidence within myself and realizing like what I've been doing for years, you know, like I was noticing that I was overthinking more than I should have, or I was noticing that like I was just realizing how important my own energy was, you know what I mean? Like I was worrying so much about like other people and not realizing that I need to worry about myself. So to be honest, all the shit that I went through got me into like motivational stuff, like because it was almost as if like I was so desperate to find like happiness. So I started looking up podcasts, I started reading, and that's when I was like, oh shit, like there's a whole different like world to this. Like I feel like it's crazy. Like I didn't start getting into like all that motivational stuff until like the age of like 20, which was just 5 years ago. Like, so it makes me think like, damn, even like in high school and all that, like I didn't realize how important any of that stuff was. Like we were just here like writing it out, like yeah, F it, like like
nobody teaches you this.
No one at all. And like even now I feel like I teach my parents some things that I learned. So like but that just like they're old school, like, which is fine, like Hispanic old school parents, you know what I mean? Like that's just how it is. But like you really learn this shit on your own, like, and you learn it on social media as well. Like, if it wasn't for, like, literally our freaking phones that have legit everything, like, I wouldn't have gotten into anything, like.
Yeah, well, he's actually the one that put me on to The Secret, and that goes to, like, what we were saying, how no one talks about it, and, like, what you said, too, like, we just go through high school just, like, winging it, like, we don't really know what's happening, but we're full of emotions, though, in high school, so we just kind of ride that wave. But it's true, like, it's called The Secret for a reason. Like, no one really tells you about how powerful you actually are as a human and, like, what's within you. And, like, how you said you started looking for happiness and searching it, but, like, from the books that I've read, you quickly realize that the happiness is actually within you. So, like, why are you stressing certain things and, like, stressing the fact that you don't have this and don't have that when in reality you have everything that you need?
Yeah.
But, like, until you realize that, you're not going to see that, like, in real life. So, yeah, it's crazy because when you graduate high school and you don't know stuff like that, you have to go through stuff. You unfortunately, like, you have to go through things, and, like, you have to, like, God will take you through hell just to get you to heaven type of vibe. Like, you like, shit has to hit the fan for you to, like, be like, whoa, like, hold up.
Yeah, and like it
Something
sucks.
like-
It sucks
something's
that you
off.
have to go through that, but I also feel like it's fine. You have to, because I literally hit rock bottom like 4 or 5 years ago, and if I didn't hit rock bottom, I would not be where I'm at now. I wouldn't be listening to half the shit I listen to now. Like I wouldn't be having like a morning routine. Like what the hell was a morning routine 6 years ago? Like what? I would have laughed in your freaking face. Like, you know, like, or even just like your alone time, or just even setting boundaries with other people. Like if I don't want to hang out with anyone that day, it's because I don't want to freaking hang out with anyone. Not because I don't like you, but I just need my time, you know? So, and like you definitely create your own life, and I didn't know that until I started getting into all this. Like you literally are the master of your own, like you create your whole life in front of me. I feel like the life I'm living right now, I did it. Like I made this. Like I thought it was 4 years ago, I thought it was impossible. Like again, if you would have told me 4 years ago that I would be living on my own, if by freaking downtown, I would have been like, how you're
Yo.
crazy, you're tripping. Like
I
literally
promise you,
tripping.
Yo, Gabby, if anyone would have told me that I'd be living on my own with this amazing view in this beautiful location, because I'm super central and I'm so grateful for where I live, but I promise you, none of this would be possible, and I've said this before, if it wasn't for the law of attraction and really being in tune with my emotions, knowing when they're bad, knowing when they're not good, knowing when they're amazing, following my passion. Like letting go has been big for me, because when you let go and you just kind of like the saying, let go, let God. Like if you just let go and follow what you love, even if it may seem crazy to others, it might be the right path, and like something will happen in your life that guides you through it, because you've let go and like you just allow shit to come into your life. But that won't happen if you don't spend time alone. And that's what you said too. Like one thing that I had to do was separate myself from a lot of people and just literally and not talk to myself out loud, but like talk to myself mentally and understand like who I am, where I am, what I want. Am I doing what I need to do to get there? How do I get there? Is it even possible? Like those conversations, unfortunately, you don't really have with many people. And if you feed into a lot of other people's realities, like their mind, then it's not yours. And like one thing about what you said about being a creator, I love creating. I feel like I'm a big time creator, but I feel like we all are big time creators. Like EJ, yo, the shit that you don't even know. Like he makes the 3D printing, he does the logos, like, but that's who we are as humans, not just us, but like anyone on the podcast too, or anyone listening. Human beings are creators. So if you don't spend time alone, you're not gonna know what greatness is within you. Or like how are you gonna create your own greatness if you don't even know yourself?
Yeah, exactly. Like that's why I feel like I just love I like being more alone than I do hanging out with people. Like I mean, I love being around people that are like-minded as me, but like definitely I feel like the most creative when like I'm by myself and it's just me and my own thoughts. Because if you let the influence of other people, even if it's good or bad, like no, you need to think how you're thinking. Like it's only what you think. So and yeah, just do everything with intention and passion, and it's all that's literally what I tell everyone. Intention and passion. Like those two words, do it and shit's gonna work out. Whether you do 3D printing, whether you do a podcast, whether I shuffle, like literally just do it and you're gonna be happy. Like if that's what makes you happy, it's fine, and the life is literally gonna reward you like legit whatever you want.
No, we were talking about it earlier. There's a hustle for anything. If you do anything and you're in the top 10% of people that are doing that thing, you're going to get noticed and you're going to get paid for it. So
For sure.
tackle whatever your passions are and go after it. So and that's what this is all about. Connecting people that are interested in the same things and then connecting everybody, spreading the word.
For sure.
Yeah, I say the word passion, I say it all the time, and like every podcast, I feel like, because that's what we're about. Like you have to follow your passion, whatever it may be. Like to me, the word hustle, like it's relatable to everyone in Miami, and I love that word, and I'm all about it. I feel like I'm a hustler, many people are, but the word hustle can easily get replaced with passion. Like you have to, your hustle is your passion. That's the way I see it. Like you can have your like I always say, your job to pay the bills, but like if you're not following your passion, eventually you're not gonna feel right inside.
Yeah.
At least maybe some people do, but I don't.
I mean, the way I see it, it's like, okay, you could make a lot of money doing a certain job, but you're just gonna have a lot of money in your bank account, but you're gonna hate going to work. What's the point of that? Like, okay, yeah, your bills are getting paid, yeah, you have money, But like, to be honest, money does not buy happiness. Money buys you things, you know, to help you like live and like, okay, yeah, like those certain things could make you happy, but in the long run, is that really what's making you happy? Like, if you're depressed and you give me actually no, because if you give me $1 million, I could make use of that. But like, but in the sense of like, yeah, okay, like money only fixes money problems. That's all it is. Like,
once your needs are met, you're fine. As soon anything else extra after that, if you're stressed at your job, is not worth it. So.
Yeah, 100% not. And I feel like definitely with like my last job, like it was, I was paying my bills, amazing. That's why I was living on my own, but it wasn't benefiting me in any way anymore. It was just paying my bills, but that's it. Like, I'm here working 40, 50 hours a week, not focusing on my passion, but yeah, okay, I'm making money, but I'm not happy.
Yeah,
so it's like, what's the point, you know?
Yeah, I feel you. I'm most happiest when I'm pursuing the things that I want on my own. Like, what I'm doing on the side is more important than this actual job that's paying me what I can do to survive. So.
And sometimes you need to take a pay cut to get to like a higher raise, you know what I mean? Like me, I kind of took a pay cut for a little bit because I left my job because I wanted to focus on dance. But like, again, do it with intention and passion, and money's just gonna come in from your passion. Like, I've gotten so many opportunities recently that I never even would have thought I would get, but law of attraction, I focused on, let me just do my shit, let me dance, and money's gonna come from it. And if it doesn't, then it's gonna come after. But I'm not gonna say it's never gonna come, because it is. So
yeah, I agree with that 100%. Like, taking a pay cut is perfectly fine. And one thing that I would recommend to anyone out there listening, and because I wish I would have done this, and I'm currently doing this right now, but I wish I would have done this earlier in life, is work your ass off, like you said. 50, 60-hour work weeks, if you're able to, if your job allows you to do that, like hospitality, again, shout out, you know, you could do that. But grind for 6 months like you've never grinded before. Like, cancel all your plans. Like, forget sleep. Like, try to rest, try to eat good, but like, yo, go fucking hard. 6 months nonstop. Yeah. Stack the fuck up, because you can. And after you stack up, yo, literally, like, if possible, whenever you're able to, I give it 6 months, but whenever you're able to, take the rest of the time off, like 6 extra months off, to live off the savings. Like, you worked hard, now live off of it. Don't have a job, like, go ghost. Just for 6 months, try to live, but like, when you live intentionally. Like, wake up in the morning and have a morning routine and be like, all right, I'm free. Like, I don't have to worry about this job. My energy is here now. I'm not giving 60 hours a week of my energy and my time to this place. And I feel like within that time, greatness will happen. And that's what I did. Like, I've been able to save up a good amount, and I completely took a pay cut recently. I had 2 jobs and I was doing good, but I'm like, all right, I'm taking a pay cut. I'm going to have a job that allows me to just completely go hard on this podcast and invite as many people as I possibly can and get as many stories as I can, gather as much content, and do this 100% wholeheartedly, like, with my passion. No idea how I'm going to make money doing this. I'll be real, like, I have no idea. I don't know what monetization is. I don't know how to make money off YouTube, Instagram. I don't care. But I'm going to do this, and like, eventually it'll pay off. Maybe Grandma will hit me up and be like, yo, I want to do a podcast. I'll be like,
hell yeah. I mean,
you never know.
Yeah, to be honest, like, that's kind of like my view on shuffling too, though. Like, I don't have like a steady income with shuffling. I'm kind of just like, whatever happens. I have my ways of making money, of course, but like, it's not steady. But I'm doing things with intention and passion, and it, like, I know it's just gonna come to me. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but it's gonna get figured out. Why? Because I'm gonna do it with passion.
That's literally what happened when so EJ, he had just moved down from Orlando. He happened to move down a week into it. I hit him up to be a guest on this show, and I was gonna do this, like, just figure it out on my own. I don't know about video editing too much. I don't know about the audio. I don't know about the mics. None of that shit. But EJ came on as a guest. We came to hang out because we haven't seen each other in a while, and then we got together. And it's like, through me doing the sacrifice that I did, giving up the job that I had, and pursuing this, I hit up EJ, and he happened to come over. We happened to talk, and he was in a situation where he wanted to do this too, and he had the knowledge of the mics and the video stuff that I don't. So I'm like, this is the law of attraction. And he's the one that put me onto that. So, like, shout out to EJ again. But it all comes, full circle, and like,
for sure.
And now we're doing this, and thank God because of EJ, I'm able to actually do this at a high level and not like I cut off like 6 months to a year of me like figuring it out because I did it intentionally and shit happens.
Nah, things work faster when you have a team.
For sure.
So,
Yeah.
If you invest in the people around you, like-minded people that you put two heads that are thinking the same way, you can get a lot accomplished.
Yeah.
So
I definitely think when I first started shuffling, my thought process, like, I don't know, I'm the kind of person, like, I'm very independent. I'm like, I want to do everything myself. But, like, in the last couple of years, like, nah, like, honestly, us humans, we're meant to collaborate, you know? Like, we're meant to create with one another. We're meant to learn from one another. Like, yes, it's good to do things on your own 100%. Like, have your own grind. But working with someone else, like, I mean, me with my best friend Ashley, like, her and I were teaching shuffle classes for, like, 10 months together. Like, I never even thought, like, years ago that I would want to teach with someone, but, like, to be honest, those 10 months that we taught, like, it was fire. Like, you know, like, coming up with the choreo was just, like, so much easier. Like, everything flowed better, and, like, that situation showed me that, like, you need to collaborate with people. Not that you need to, but, like, you should, you know? Like, it'll definitely help you, like, grow. It'll help you get somewhere faster. Like, yeah, team is definitely... You need more people. Like,
well, shout out Ashley, we just had her on.
I know. Let me go.
And no, it's what it is. It's strengths and weaknesses. We've talked about this before with other guests, and you may be strong at some certain things, and like you can get stronger in others. But why waste your time getting stronger in your weaknesses or building up your weaknesses and trying to be perfect all around when you could focus on your strengths and then find someone that is. Their strength is your weakness.
Yes,
and then you put that together and you save time. Just like me and EJ. Like, literally, we saved so much time and energy because my weakness was his strength.
Yeah.
I can't even say that anymore perfectly.
Vice versa, same thing. So
yeah.
it takes a team, and you're going to accomplish your goal way faster when you do it that way.
For sure.
So, and you're doing the same thing. Your community of dancers, like, you're all working together. Like, the Ultra Angels, like, I see you going off.
Yeah, no, definitely. What's cool about the shuffle community is, like, the amount of people you get to collaborate with and, like, just learn from one another. Like, there's so, like, the shuffle community, like, to other people that aren't in the community, like, they don't see it, but it's so freaking big. Like, literally, I have friends in freaking Paris. Like, and the shuffle community over there, like, is insane. Like, you think looking at us, like Miami shufflers, like, no, those people over there, like, are freaking insane. Like, it's literally, it's global, it's crazy, and, like, you can learn so much, like, just hearing people's, like, thought process on it, like, seeing, like, the moves they do, like, yeah, honestly, just having a community is fire. Like,
you have to shuffle in front of the Eiffel Tower. I gotta see that.
Oh, I mean, whenever I get over there, oof.
Do you shuffle, like, any place you go, like, any, let's say, I don't know, you're in the pyramids, shuffle in front of the pyramids, right?
Anywhere I'm at, like, I have to get a shuffle in front of it, you know what I mean? So, like, especially when I was in LA, like, not even in just, like, the content house that I was in, like, just wherever else I was, like, when I went to the Hollywood Stars, I'm like, let me get a video here, you know? Like, when I saw the Hollywood sign, I was like, let me get a video here, like, might as well. Like, it's content. I love creating, like, legit whatever I could create, I'm gonna do it, because... that video that I probably, like, wouldn't think would blow up, it'll probably blow up. So that's why I say take content, post it, because you never know what could blow up. So.
And you never know who you can inspire, too.
Definitely. Yeah.
Like, for you, it might be cringy, because, yo, trust me, doing this podcast, when I listen back to the audio, I'm like, God, like, this is rough. But, like, I don't know, like, maybe some people like it. Maybe some people will learn, like...
Yeah.
But, yeah, we are our own biggest enemies sometimes.
100%. And it's kind of funny because, like, when I talk on my Instagram stories sometimes, like, just to give, like, motivational stuff. Recently, I haven't done it as much because I'm overthinking. But it's crazy because whenever I do post it, I get such good feedback that I'm like... why are we like this? Like, why do we think that people aren't going to benefit from it? But then you post it and people respond, and you're just like, damn, like, I should have done that, like, last week when I wanted to post that video and I didn't do it. Like, that's why I say post whatever you want, because you never know who that is going to reach out to. Like, and I think that's what's so freaking beautiful about that whole thing.
Yeah, that's big.
Nah, you can maximize social media.
For sure.
or you can use it to your disadvantage too. So
No, yeah, it's definitely has pros and cons to it.
yeah.
But I feel like if you figure out like what your niche is, how you want to use it, then you can use it fine. Like a lot of people talk shit about social media, like, and I'm just like, I love it. Like, I hate like some parts of it, but like the way I use it, I think I use it in a great way that like I love it. I have nothing bad. I do have bad things to say about it, but like again, like I don't mind being on it every single day because what I do is fine. Like when I was in LA, when I was hanging out with like all these other content creators, like there was a moment that like we're all in the living room and all of us are just on our phones, but like it was fine because we're all editing, we're all trying to figure out what content we're gonna make next. I think like that's what's cool, but these are people that are using social media to their advantage, not in a negative way.
That's what me and my brother talked about when I was thinking about doing this podcast. He was telling me, he's like, well, he did the opposite, which is funny because we'll talk. So he's living in Seattle now, so we don't see each other as much, but we'll talk for hours. And he was telling me, he's like, yo, I think I'm just gonna delete Instagram for now because I'm out here like, you know, like I don't see the benefit of it, this and that. He's like, unless you got something going on Instagram, like there's no point of it. And I'm like, nah, you're right. And I thought about it and I'm like, well, before I go ghost on IG, like let me use it to my advantage. Let me see what I could do. And then with that, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna do this podcast because if I don't do this podcast, I don't really see the need of being a consumer. So I'm like, all right, I'm just see what happens with this.
And now look.
I mean, it's been crazy. It's been amazing. So I can't wait to see what happens. But
it's actually really interesting that you were saying that because sometimes I forget. So before I started posting on Instagram, I was off of Instagram for like 2 years. Like I deleted Instagram back in like 2016 and went back on it in 2018. Literally half of that reason was because of the relationship I was in. I literally deleted my Instagram. And in that year where I was just getting desperate, I was like, I want to go back on Instagram, but like I want to do something. I didn't know what I wanted to do with shuffling. I just wanted to like come up with something. I'm telling you, like I was so desperate in finding like a hobby that I was like, I need to find something. So I went back on Instagram and I just was like, F it. When I realized that I wanted to learn how to shuffle, I was like, let me start posting my journey. So it's funny because the Instagram that I have now, it's not an Instagram that like I've had since like I was high school. No, I made it basically for shuffling. Like, and I think that's cool because before when I was using Instagram, I was more of a consumer, but like once I went back on, I was like, no, I want to influence, but not be an influencer, but influence.
Well, that comes like back around because you go from deleting it to now you created it for a reason, and now you're pursuing your passion with it. And that goes back to what you were saying, like recently you were saying that it's okay to take a pay cut if you're following your passion, and I feel like we caught you in the perfect timing because you shout out Ultra, you just came back from Ultra, killed it out there.
Thanks.
I mean, I want to talk about that a little bit later, but when it comes to you making this decision of chasing your passion now, like where do you see yourself the rest of the year? Like what are the moves that you're trying to make with social media and being consistent, like you said, like also your morning routine, like things like that, because now that you're gonna have more freedom, shout out to you, this is what I was talking about, like you're doing what I suggest people to do. So I'm curious, like what's your morning routine like? What are you trying to accomplish?
To be honest, my goal this year, I feel like I have a different goal every year. My goal this year is definitely to just dance and put myself out there as much as I can, except when the year first started, I was like, I'm going to take any opportunity that comes my way. And that's exactly what I've been doing since the year started. Like, when I got offered that thing in LA, like, literally I got that email, like, the last week of December, and I didn't respond until the first week of January, because when I got the follow-up email, I was like, what did I say I wanted to do? I'm going to take every opportunity that comes my way. So that's my goal this year, is just to take whatever opportunity. Like, literally, if a DJ wants to write to me to dance to their song, if I like the song, I'll say, yeah, F it. If I want to get booked for a gig, I actually have a gig on Friday. Me and Ashley are going to, like, dance at, like, this little, like, I'm having a brain fart. Oh, my God. It's, like, this, like, girls event thing or whatever. Like, they wanted shuffle dancers. So me and Ashley are going to do it. So, you know, like, I'm just taking whatever gigs. Obviously, gigs that are, you know, paying me something, of course. Yeah. Like, as long as it's, like fueling my passion and all that. But yeah, I'm
Sorry,
just.
you said if a DJ hits you up to write, you write songs?
Not write a song. I meant to dance to a song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was
sorry.
about to
I
say
said
that.
right. Yeah, no. To dance to a song. So, yeah, honestly, my goals this year are very, like, it's like a lot of little different goals. I mean, so it's not little, they're big, but, like, yeah.
So what about getting into the ballerina game? I had seen you posted something about that. Is that something you want to get back into this year too, or just...
Definitely. Yeah, when I was in LA, actually, I took, like, a hip-hop dance class. That was my first hip-hop class in, like, 5 years. So yeah, literally, yeah, this year I'm telling you, like, I just want to dance. Like, I'm just trying to dance. I want to try, like, different hobbies. I actually just started, like, pole dancing. I bought a pole for my apartment. Like, I want to try different things.
I heard that's
like,
a good workout.
It's
like,
a crazy
core
workout. I have bruises all over my legs. My freaking arms, like, literally hurt. Like, it's not just being a stripper. It's literally none of that. Pole dancing is a whole different style in itself. Yeah. Like, and I just love moving. I love movement. Like, I love my morning routine. Like, I go to the park literally all the time. I watch the sunrise. Not every single day, but I mean, there's 7 days in the week. I watch, like, 4 or 5 sunrises. So
that's big.
That's...
Yeah.
It's the majority of the week, yeah. So, yeah, like, my mornings are very... I need my mornings. If I don't have an hour to myself in the morning, then I can't continue on with my day. Like, if I have to be somewhere at 10 and I have to start getting ready at 8, I'm going to wake up at 7 because I need my hour before I start other stuff. I've already had, like, my little morning routine for, like half a year now, I guess. Actually, no, for, like, a year already. So, like, I need my mornings. So that's the only way I'm going to, like, be fine. Because especially me, like, I've already gone through my depression and all that. Like, I know what to do to not get back into, you know, the dark hole that us humans could get
habits.
back into.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to get back in that, so.
It's your habits. If you have bad habits, you get stuck in that hole. But
yeah.
It's happened to me before. I just, like, I throw away all the good habits that took me years to develop, and then out of nowhere, I'm starting to get these bad habits. And it's easy to have bad habits. But I also feel like I'm the type of person that I could only get used to bad habits for so long. Like, I'm gonna snap out of it, like, within a couple months, because the lifestyle that you live with bad habits is, like, it's nothing compared to the beauty of, like you said, waking up in the morning and beating the sun. Like, if you could do that, you already had an amazing day. And if you could work out in the morning too, and you can, like, okay, so if you could read and work out in the morning before doing anything, you already, to me, like, I already won the day. Anything that happens after that is bonus. Like, I've had days, I hate the days where I wake up in the morning and then I just don't have time to work out, and I go on throughout my day and everything's good, but, like, if I didn't get that workout in, like, it wasn't great.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, if I just wake up and I start doing what I have to do, like, midday, I'm just like, ugh. Like, it just doesn't feel good. Like, for example, like, this morning, I had a freaking fire morning. Like, I literally woke up, saw the sunrise, I walked the park. So many people were being, like, everyone was so nice. Like, 3 people came up to me, we were just talking. Like, I actually met someone who was a freaking designer. He was like, oh, you look like you would do good, like, modeling. So, like, you see, this is why, like, I like to just put myself out there, because you never know who you're gonna run into. Like, and that's why I love where I live, because there's everyone everywhere.
It is far.
It's a fact. It's funny because we live in Miami, and, like, that's key, but also Miami's a city where sometimes it's not common to just start random conversations with people.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, like, these mornings, like, the morning I had today is not like every morning, don't get me wrong. Like, this morning was just good. Like, and I feel like that's why I love my mornings, though, because, like, you also have to go with, like, a good attitude, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that, like, if you go with a good attitude, like, no one's not gonna be mean, but I don't know, this morning I just woke up feeling different. Like, I just walked into the park with, like, a different, like, vibe, and I don't know, I feel like people just, like, attracted to me, and it was nice because I've had a good day. So
Your energy is real, for real. Like, you walk around with an aura, like, that's just not fake. Like, for real, like, your energy spreads. It's intoxicating to the people around you. So
for sure,
just always try to keep positive, and you'll get it back from other people, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's like when people say karma's a bitch. Like, it's not. It's only a bitch if you're a bitch. I say that all the time.
That
like,
part.
It is, though. Karma's beautiful. Like, people should emphasize. like that's the thing. I feel like nowadays in life, I guess people are just so negative. We're used to saying negative shit. We're used to consuming negative shit.
It's easy to say
negative shit
negative
is funny sometimes, you know? That's what we're used to. But like that slogan, karma's a bitch, like I hate that shit so much. I want people to say karma's beautiful, like karma's beautiful. Just know that karma's beautiful. Like that's the shit that I want to hear.
It's true. Cuz like even like karma means like what goes around comes around. Like it doesn't have to be a negative thing.
It's a great thing.
Good thing.
What EJ just said, like you have an aura and you're positive.
Yeah.
If that's what that's what's gonna come around, like straight up. But you gotta protect that.
For sure.
And we live in a world full of distractions. And like I said, negativity, where negativity is so normal, and like,
which is why you have to protect your energy, and like that's why like I hate surrounding myself with like negative people, like especially when like I'm in a good mood and someone's being negative, I'm like, get out of my face, like, because I don't want you to bring on your issues to me just because you're having a bad day, or because I don't know, you let someone piss you off on the freaking road, so now you're gonna ruin my happiness, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, like just some dumb shit like that, like. Yeah, no, my energy, like, I've definitely have protected it hella in the last couple years. Like, there's a lot of people that, like, my friends will like this one person, and I'm just like, I'm good. Like, because I just know. Like, you know, like, and not a lot of people are in tune with their energy, but, like, I can say I definitely freaking am. Like, if I don't want to talk to you, I just don't want to talk to you. Like...
Yeah, me too.
You know? Like, that's it. Like...
No, you have to protect your energy, and that's why I'm the same. Like I'm a quiet person because like I'm quiet for a reason. Like I don't feel the need to talk to a person that is talking about a bunch of bullshit. Like a lot of times people feed off negativity where it's like the person in the room talking about the most negative day and the most negative shit and the most negative person that they ran into. I read people's like vibes, so like I'll sit there and be like, this guy's negative, let's see what happens now. Sometimes I've even seen like something happen to them as they're being negative, and I'm just like, well, I know this, but like I'm not gonna say it because I don't want people to think that like I'm fucking crazy, which some people just don't understand. But then there's times where like I'll see how others just feed into that, and then they'll get hyped and get emotional about that negative stuff, and then that's where Chris is. Why Chris is so quiet? Why are you so quiet? I'm like,
I'm just reading you guys.
I had nothing to talk about here.
Yeah.
Like, unless it's good, unless it's positive, like, and I'm the type that, I've literally had people, and that's okay, like, it is what it is. I've had people tell me that I'm too positive, and like, just like, let me be mad. I'm just like, okay, I'll let you be mad. I'm not, but I don't see no reason to be, so I'm chilling.
That's awesome. I feel like I used to be so negative. I think that's why I'm so, like, protective of my energy, and like I'm so more in tune now, because I used to be the most negative freaking person, like so that's why like I don't want to be like that again. It's so draining, like it's draining, and it's just not the way to go about life. And I realized that when you're so negative, you know, talking about karma, if you put out negativity, you're just gonna receive negativity right back, you know. Like for example, like, you know, like the way like the domino effect works, like you drop a cup and then something else happens, like, but you keep getting pissed off about it, so it's gonna keep freaking happening. Like it's even from, again, like the dumbest thing, just from like your phone falling, like. So I feel like, yeah, you have to be positive. Like I don't think being too positive is a bad thing at all. Like now you obviously can't be so positive to the point that you're not seeing, like, you know, like whatever, but you're not like that, but
no, I'm telling you, there's people that they need their moments of negativity, and that's okay. But there's also people that they choose to be negative when in reality it could be a blessing or not even a bad thing at all. And that's where I'm very like, I'm gonna tell you straight up, like, look, this is how I see it, and to be honest, this is how I feel. And then that's where like they either get it or they don't, which is cool. Like again, like, I'd rather be quiet, bro.
Yeah. And also, too, when something negative happens in your life, too, it's not always negative. Like, it's probably happening for a reason.
It is.
And that's definitely something, like, I've gotten so much better at, because, like, I went through so much shit a couple years ago that, like, in that moment, I thought it was a freaking end of the world. But now, years later, I'm like, oh, shit, that's why that happened. So I feel like now, like, even from, like, the dumbest things, like, I don't know, the other day, like, my container of sugar fell, and I looked at it, and I was just like, fuck it, you know, like, years ago, I would have gotten pissed, like, I had to pick up the sugar, I had to pick up the glass, but, like, the other day, I just looked at it, and I'm like, no. And even that little small thing, I'm like, it probably happened for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like,
But it does.
It does
though.
happen
it's
for a
true.
reason.
Like,
It does.
you know, like maybe the extra time that I used to clean that was time that saved me from not driving on the road because the accident could have happened. Like, that's how I think, and I feel like that's how you have to think about life. Like, because you just never know.
Okay, do you believe in angel numbers? You know about that?
100%. Literally, I'm my next tattoo is 222. So
Nice. I
yeah.
have my shoes say 555.
Oh, I love that.
305, 555. But nah, I believe in that too, and that I feel like it happens when you're in tune and when you're aware of stuff happening. But there was a recently, I think it was like last week, I was gonna go to pick up some stickers, and whatever, like for whatever reason I was zoned out. I really have no idea why. Just deep in thought, I missed the turn, so it took me an extra like 7 minutes to get there. But for whatever reason, as soon as I pulled up, it happened to be like 4:44 or something like that.
love that.
When I pulled up and checked my phone after that 7-minute delay, so I'm like, damn, I'm about to walk in and it's telling me it's 4:44 p.m. right now. I'm like, I don't know, let's see, something's gonna happen. So I walk in there and like I met a really good connection that could potentially take me really far with what I'm trying to get to.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, like to me, I feel like all that stuff's connected.
Yeah.
And if I would have got there in a different time or something, maybe he would have just left, or maybe he wouldn't have been able to talk to me, or he would have been on the phone or some shit. So I'm like yeah, like you said, I'm not gonna stress it. I'm just gonna accept it and just try to move on.
Beautiful things happen when you're in tune with everything. Like, angel numbers are super, I take them very freaking serious. Like, today I actually went paddleboarding by myself. When I got there, it was 111. And I had a blast. I was like, fire. You know, actually, when we were talking earlier, it was 11:11 and I had peeped it. So, like,
That's why I check right now.
yeah, no, I saw it when it was there. Like, so yeah, but if you're not in tune with, like, your even spirituality, whatever you want to freaking believe in, like, 'cause I never want to say one thing because everyone has different beliefs. It is what it is.
It's the vibes.
But like, if you're just in tune with that, like, shit's gonna work out. Like, and shit's gonna speak to you. Like, whether it's looking at angel numbers or even just looking at like a sign. Like, I don't know if you sometimes see like a sign on the road. Like, you're thinking about something, even from like a dumbass sign that says like, oh, like, come right here, and you're thinking about something, I don't know, like, just a stupid sign.
Strange
but, like,
coincidences happen. It's like
100%.
it's serious.
But they're not a coincidence.
They're not. That's
Like,
what's scary. You're just aware to it, where everybody else is just going about their day. Like you say, be attuned.
yeah. And I feel like if someone else doesn't see it, it's fine. Like, I feel like everyone has such a different journey that it's like, you'll get there. And if you don't ever get there, I'm gonna pray for you. But, like, you know, like, it is what it is.
It's a fact. So, you know about the movie The Matrix?
Never seen it, but, like, I mean,
it's a good movie,
know about it.
It's a good movie, but I bring it up because what I feel like is you'd have to watch it. I don't want to ruin it for you, but the concept of the movie, that's the thing. If I say it, I'll ruin it.
It's
for
okay,
you,
just ruin it.
But anyways, nah, it's just the concept of it is that like the people that are in tune are like they have escaped the Matrix. You know what I mean? When you're aware of energies and you're aware of your possibility as a human, and you're not constantly distracted with life, the just waking up and the routine of like you not being happy but doing what you have to do to survive. Those are people like in the Matrix. But when you're in tune and you're seeing angel numbers and you're following your gut feelings, your intuition, those coincidences you're noticing, to me that's where it's like you have like risen above the Matrix, and you're in like a different level. It's funny because
It was the old
I
version.
know, right? It's
Yeah.
funny because they say the
Woke
opposite
now, it
nowadays.
means something different.
We are woke as fuck on the real terms, like the most real terms, because that other shit is weird.
Yeah, but I'd rather be in tune. This is so much better. Like,
exactly.
years ago, like, I'm telling you, like, the way I think now, the way I handle some situations, like, if you would have told this to, like, high school me, I would have been like, get out of here with that, all, like, that woo-woo shit. Like, and now I'm like, oh shit, like, now, like, I look for the freaking angel numbers. Like, I look for the signs. Like, when I'm so lost, I'm, like, literally looking everywhere. I'm like, what, like, give me something. Like, and it's crazy how, like, the universe, if you ask for it, it will give it to you. Like, you just have to open your mouth and ask for it. Like,
Well,
and
here's
believe in
a
it.
funny story. The reason why I have 555 on my shoe is because where I was working at, my last job, it was a beautiful restaurant. Like, it was Queen in Miami Beach. Beautiful restaurant. It was brand new. but we we had the smallest, tiniest locker rooms for the whole staff under a stair somewhere. But whenever I'd get out of that locker room, the first thing that you see is like a building that has 555 on it, because it's 5th Street on Collins. So whatever, I kept looking at that and I'm like, that's something. Like, why is it that I see those big blue 555, like whatever, like, and I kept thinking to myself, like, yo, this isn't what I need to be doing. This isn't where I belong. I'm wasting a lot of my time and energy. Like, is it worth it? Should I just do this podcast? Every shift I'm there, I'm thinking the podcast. I'm like, I can invite this one. I can invite that one. They got this going on. Good conversations. Fuck, this, and that. And I'm like, yo, every time I see that 555. So then I look into 555 one day after work, and it tells me it's like the number of change. Like, it represents change. Like, something's happening in your life, and it's a big change. Don't worry. Just follow it. So I'm like, you know what? One day, like right before service, I'm just like, I don't want to be here. Like, I go up to my GM and I'm just like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. I quit. Like, I'm good. He's like, oh, okay. Maybe like 2 weeks. I'm like, nah.
No, I'm done.
Right now. Yeah. And it felt great.
Hell yeah. I mean, and you see, you trusted your gut. You trusted the universe. Like, you knew that was a sign. It felt like a sign, and
100%.
you did it. And it's crazy because when I first started getting into angel numbers, I used to look up the meanings all the time. They definitely do have meanings, but I started changing my thought process on it. Like, I started seeing more angel numbers when I noticed that the numbers could mean anything. Like, literally today, like, I was thinking about this certain thought, and I swear to God, in a matter of 5 seconds, it was 888, 111, and 222.
Whoa.
I legit was like, okay.
Whoa.
Like, I didn't even think what all that meant. It was whatever I was thinking about in that moment. I dead ass was like, okay, got it, guys. Like, because I just knew that, like, whatever I was thinking about, I saw my signs, and that was like my answer. Whatever that answer is, I knew what it was, because, like, at the end of the day, whatever you're thinking about, you know the answer. You were thinking about, I want to start the podcast. You knew the answer was to freaking start it already, but your mind was thinking otherwise. Your negative thoughts.
And that sign, I'm telling you, the 555 on that building was huge and bright. It was in my face. It would like almost smack me every time. I would walk out of that locker room right before starting a shift, and like knowing that I don't want to do this shift right now, like, at all.
I love that for you.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. But I mean, yeah, that's why, again, like, that's why we started this. And like, shout out to you for following your passion. I feel like it's going to be an amazing year for you, and we are going to continue to follow you and follow your journey. And we love that you are expressing yourself, and then also like the good and the bad. Like, we love that. We need that. We need more of that. So shout out to you again, and everyone that's listening will follow you and your journey, and you're definitely going to be back. We always like to have our guests back, whether it's in a couple months or, you know, half a year or a year, whenever the timing is right and you feel like you want to come back and just tell us about, you know, where you've been since the last time we talked. And you're going to keep inspiring people and dancing your ass off, because it's what you were born to do. So that's what matters. But before we end it, I just want to like ask you, what does Miami mean to you?
Interesting. Honestly, Miami is literally just a city filled with opportunities. Like, Miami is opportunity central for me. Like, it's a place, it's gorgeous. Like, there's so many different things to do. Like, I feel like I can't even give it one meaning. It's just a city filled of opportunities, like whether it's for hustling or whether it's to find a new place to eat, like literally any kind of, no, but like for real, like any kind of opportunity, like however you want to see it. Like, I think it's an amazing city, to be honest. Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I was gonna say something else, but like,
there's nothing like it.
Yeah, like it's unique.
It's home.
Mm-hmm.
It is, so can't let it go.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gaby again.
Sure.
Hey.
Shout out to everyone viewing, and Miami, we love you.
Shout out to you guys for having me.
No,
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Tell the people where they find you. I know you said it already.
So, you can find me on Instagram and TikTok. My name is Gaby Valdes, only one B, Gaby Valdes, 2 S's and an underscore. And yeah, same username for TikTok and Instagram. But I mainly post on Instagram, but you'll see a different side of me on TikTok. So you'll see.
There you go. That's what I like to see. All right, until next time, thank you so much again.
Thank you, guys.